Looky, looky. Mama's got eyelashes. They're false. I don't know how to put them on. Oh, well. Anyways. So, I wanted to get on here and talk to you a little bit about what CBD oil has done for me and my family. Back in 2015, 2016, I was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I did have to go through 8 months of chemo and a couple of weeks of radiation. After my chemo, my body just was a mess. I was in a lot of pain. My bones hurt all the time. My joints hurt. Some days it was just all I could do to even pull myself up to get out of bed and take my kids to school and go to work. So literally all I was able to do was work, which luckily I work at a sit-down job and have a desk and everything. But sometimes even just sitting there, I was in enough pain. And then I would literally come home and go to bed. I wasn't able to do much. And my quality of life was just very poor. And, of course, I talked to my doctors a little bit about it, and they wanted to look at maybe putting me on some sort of pain pill or something like that, pain medicine, and I didn't want to do that. So I started to do some research online to find out some alternative methods or, all natural remedies for pain. And one of the biggest things, or every time I searched it, a lot of the articles were over CBD oil. And so, I didn't know much about CBD oil. I thought, well, like everybody else does, I thought, well, it's illegal or I can't get it here in my state. I can't do that because I, work for a reputable company, and if they drug test me and I fail my drug test, then I won't have my job, and I need my job. So, I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, and still, just kind of dealt with the pain and just the tiredness and so forth. And a friend of mine that I had known for a while, known her since school, and actually used to have her kids in my daycare. Really sweet girl. She had been sick for a long time with Crohn's, and she was talking about how she had started this miracle oil, about this oil that was helping her, giving her life back. And so I messaged her and I asked her about it. She said, well, it's CBD oil. And I thought, And of course I asked her, I said, is it legal? And she said, of course it's legal. I wouldn't be posting on Facebook about it if it wasn't, right? I said, you're right. And she, of course I said, well, how do I get it? She said, well, you can order it from my website. And I said, okay. What happens if I get it and it doesn't help me? She said, well, we've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, send it back, and we'll refund your money. I thought, well, I don't have anything to lose. And so I got my first bottle. First day I took it, felt good. I was up moving around, and didn't have any pain in my bones. And I thought, well, this is in my head, I'm thinking it's going to help me, so of course it's helping me. Day 2, I felt even more better, and I still thought, this isn't going to last. Nothing ever lasts. And I noticed I was sleeping better too. I wasn't waking up all night. Day 3, I was pretty convinced this was helping me. And I actually decided to go ahead and sign up and start selling this oil because I knew that it was helping me, and I knew that it could help so many other people, and I wanted to be able to do that. And so, not only has it helped me with that, there's some other things that I had going on before I even got sick with the Hodgkin's. I had trouble with IBD. That has actually gotten better. I was also having anxiety attacks. Really, they were bad. I was having 3 or 4 anxiety attacks a day. Debilitating anxiety attacks. Sitting at my desk at work on the phone with a client and feeling like somebody was crushing my chest, not being able to talk or speak, just chest pains and everything else. And I noticed that those anxiety attacks were gone within those 3 days. So that was another thing that was like, okay, wow, I've been used to having anxiety attacks for a very long time, and all of a sudden I'm not having them. And I started this oil in January of 2018, of this year, and I have not had a single anxiety attack since January. since before I started this oil. It is October 26th, 2018. Yeah, October 26th, 2018. So what, 10 months I have been on this oil, and I have not had a single anxiety attack since I've started this oil. I used to get headaches. I no longer get headaches. I mean, I might get a mild one, and then I can take some oil and it'll go away. It has also helped me with my plantar fasciitis. My feet used to hurt so bad when I'd get up in the mornings and try to walk across the floor. It would feel like knives stabbing me in my heels. I no longer have that pain. Now, I do have, like, if I stand on my feet for a really long time, like out on concrete. So say, for instance, we took the kids to Dollywood, and after most of the day walking around on that concrete, I wear good shoes, but my feet would bother me. So I actually started using the pain relief rub that we have. I rub it on my feet, and within about 10 to 15 minutes, my feet are not hurting anymore. So that's huge too for me. We use the oil for multiple things. I use it on my face when I have breakouts. It clears my face up. Sometimes I have, I guess from the chemo, I'll have dry patches on my skin, and I can use the oil on that, and it will help with the tenderness and the itching that I have. I'll tell you something. My husband, he actually got into some bees this summer. He was outside mowing, and he hit a trailer, and there was a bee's nest in there, and it was bumblebees. Crazy. I never knew bumblebees would sting, but apparently they will if you jack with their nest. So anyways, he got stung like 6 or 7 times by these bumblebees. I got stung once. He had these big welts, knots, you know, swelling where he got stung. I grabbed the oil, rubbed him down with that oil where he got stung, rubbed me down. I did it when we got stung that evening. It was maybe 5 or 6, and then I did it again about 8 or 9 o'clock that night. By the next morning, you could not even tell that either of us had been stung. He got sunburnt on his forehead one day because he forgot to put sunblock on his forehead, and he'd been wearing a hat, and he took his hat off, and he got sunburnt really bad. And I actually rubbed the oil on the sunburn. Well, normally, because he's very, very fair skinned, if he gets sunburnt, he peels like 2 or 3 times. And I have to listen to him complain about it for a week or 2 until it's done peeling. I rubbed the oil on that sunburn on his forehead once, and it was red, but it took the burn out. Like, he wasn't complaining of it hurting or burning, and it just faded within a couple days. It faded, and he never did peel. My daughter, she actually had water in her ear from where we were at the lake swimming, and she was complaining that day, that evening, that her ear was bothering her. It had water in it. I said, well, you know, lay on your ear and it'll drain out tonight when you go to sleep. The next morning she got up and she said, Mama, the water's still in my ear and it hurts. She kept wiggling her ear, putting her finger in her ear. And I said, come here, let's try some of this oil. I've heard that it helps. Let's try some of this oil in your ear. So I put a couple drops in her ear. Probably within 30 minutes, she came to me and said, hey, Mama, the water's running out of my ear. And I asked her, I said, how does it feel? She said, it's okay. I said, does it hurt? And she said, no. And I asked her a couple times throughout the day, I said, is your ear fine? And is it bothering you any? And she said, yeah, it's fine, Mama. And she's back to normal, playing and all that good stuff. She's 9. My 15-year-old, he gets migraines, or was getting migraines. He's not anymore. My mother-in-law had went, I guess she had a coupon and bought 2 of those big bottles of Aleve, like the 100 capsules or whatever. I guess she had to buy one, get one free coupon, and she gave him both the bottles. He had them in his room, and I kept noticing, I kept hearing a pill bottle rattle around, and finally I said, what are you taking? What are you taking? He said, well, I'm taking Aleve. I got a headache. I said, how often are you taking this Aleve? And he said, sometimes every day. Sometimes I take it before school. Sometimes I take it when I get home. I said, you can't be taking that like that. That can damage your liver. I mean, it's not good. I told him, I said, the next time you feel a headache coming on, come to me and let me give you some of this oil. Sure enough, within a couple of days, he started getting a migraine. He was, real sensitive to light, felt like he was going to throw up. He came to me and he said, Mama, he said, I've got a migraine. And I said, let's put some oil underneath your tongue. So I put about 3 to 4 drops underneath this tongue. And then I took a little bit of the oil and rubbed it on his temple, and, you know, on his temple and on his forehead where he said he was hurting. 15, 20 minutes later, he was up and running around. No headache. We no longer get migraines. He might get a headache every now and then, but he knows it's coming on. He gets the oil and he takes a little bit of it and he's fine. You know, I take it for that time of the month. And to be honest, I used to be really, really, really bad with cramps and so forth. And now I don't have any trouble with that. My back and everything would hurt so bad. And I'd be ill as a hornet. And so maybe not being in pain, I'm not having all the irritability, which makes my husband quite happy that he doesn't have to deal with me in a meltdown for, you know, a week every month. So, you know, my oldest son, he is has Asperger's, ADHD. He also deals with anxiety and depression. We've been using the oil for him, and it has helped him tremendously. He's doing really well since he's been on the oil. He says it makes him feel like he can think, because sometimes, like, you know, with an ADHD mind, their mind's racing 90 or nothing. And he says that he notices that the oil helps him to be able to think about things and not have so many thoughts going on at one time. So that's huge. My whole entire family is using this oil. Not only are we using this oil for us, but we're also using it for our dogs. And so our dogs, we've got 3 dogs, but one of them is a beagle, and she's about 14 years old, and she was having seizures. And so we were kind of worried we were going to have to make that dreaded call because she was losing weight, she was throwing up. And I told my husband, I said, let me get some of this pet oil and let's try it. We started giving her that oil, and I don't have to give it to her, you know, every day now, but she's no longer having seizures. Looks like she's put some weight back on. She's eating. So it's definitely not only helped my family, but it's also helped my dog, one of my dogs. The other ones, they're kind of young. They don't really have a whole lot going on. If they seem like they're anxious, like maybe a storm or something, I'll give it to them and it calms them down. But so anyways, that's a little bit about what CBD oil has done for me and my family. I encourage you, if you have any questions, to reach out. You know, we do have 5 new products launching tomorrow night that we're really excited about. Right now we do carry the CBD oil in 500 and 750 milligrams. We have it's a full spectrum oil, but we also have the THC free option. We also have it in original or natural peppermint flavor. Our pet oil is bacon flavored. It's 250 milligrams. We also offer the pet treats. We also have a couple of creams or facial items. We have our Renew and Revive, which is great for, you know, turning back the hands of time on your face and wrinkles and so forth. And then our Relief Cream is for pain relief. It's kind of like a muscle rub. It's good for anything, pain, strains, you know, sore muscles, creak in your neck, you know, whatever. I use it on my feet when my feet hurt. You can use it for just about anything. But anyway, so if you have questions, just reach out to somebody with the company. We'll be happy to answer. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good day.